Vamos a estudiar la posibilidad de si se puede terminar antes o no, pero creo que le toca en 1 o 2 años la renovación, porque es cada 3. Así que esa iniciativa que se firmó, cuando se firmó, en el tiempo que se firmó, no será renovada por mi gobierno.
This is another huge win for Trump and America. The president of Panama just announced that he will not renew contracts with China for the use of the Panama Canal. And let's hear what Trump has to say about this.
China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back, or something very powerful is going to happen.
Exactly. We are going to take it back. And there are many good reasons for this. And this is Cruz explaining it.
Panama's a different situation. The nation of Panama did not build the Panama Canal. America did. The nation of Panama did not pay for the Panama Canal. America did. The nation of Panama did not give thousands and thousands of lives in building the canal. America did. And with Panama, the question is, are they complying with the treaty? Because when Jimmy Carter decided the American lives that were lost building the canal didn't matter, the trillions of dollars we spent didn't matter, he wanted to give it away anyway, at least we got a treaty in exchange for it. And so I think it is a perfectly fair and reasonable conversation to say, is Panama complying with the treaty? You know, it was striking. Panama severed ties with Taiwan in order to get closer to the People's Republic of China. And America, it is not in our interest to have China have a stranglehold on the Panama Canal. I mentioned the bridge that China is building across the canal. That gives them the ability, if we were in an economic or, God forbid, a military battle with China, that would give China the ability to shut down transit across the Panama Canal, which would have a massive negative consequence on the United States. And so
we cannot let China control the Panama Canal. America has to do something about it.
One of the wonders of the world, one of the great wonders of the world. And we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama. And Panama's been ripping down all the China language signs. They've been working like mad to try, but about 70% of the signs were up and they were written in Chinese, and that's not the deal. So
that's not the deal that was made before, and this has to change.
Over the Panama Canal.
Well, I tell you what is very serious, and that is pushing back on the encroachment of Chinese influence in the Western Hemisphere. Yes, I do.
You think this does that?
I think Donald Trump is trying to send a message to the Chinese, and he's also trying to send a message to everyone else in the hemisphere that I'm not going to put up with this encroachment. Now, what is true is that China is having encroachment in this hemisphere, in Africa, all over the world. They are trying to act like the world's leading superpower. They are trying to exert their values and their way of life all over the world. That used to be our job. And I think what Donald Trump is saying here is, I don't want this in my backyard. America is the world's superpower. More America is better. And I'm sending a message that I'm not going to put up with this sort of creeping Chinese influence in my own backyard.
I think Trump is in its own right to say this. We don't want China controlling the whole world. We want America's influence instead.
as another example of the things we're doing and looking at, it's such a terrible thing is happening. The Panama Canal is considered a vital national asset for the United States of America due to its critical role, American economy, the whole world economy, and also national security. The Panama Canal. Has anyone ever heard of the Panama Canal?
It is a national security matter, and I think Trump is 100% right about this.
In closing, the Panama Canal is vital to our economy, with over 75% of its traffic bound for our ports. Safeguarding the ACP's independence and addressing the challenges posed by the broader government are essential to maintaining U.S. competitiveness in the global economy. I look forward to your questions.
Exactly. It is also very essential for the economy. And Marco Rubio, the U.S. Secretary of State, just visited the Panama Canal to make to basically reduce China's influence over the canal.
It's not good for anyone. The only people who benefit from mass migration are traffickers. And so this is a program that shows how cooperating with our strong allies here in Panama can help to stem the flow. by creating a disincentive, by sending a clear message that if you come and you come irregularly, you may be stopped and you may be returned to your country of origin.
Cooperation on undocumented migration is what the White House is looking for in the region.
Panama is now offering to expand that cooperation by facilitating a small airport in the Darien Gap for the United States to directly deport undocumented migrants that come into this country on their way to the United States. Amid speculation that that could become a U.S. military base, the president here says that it will be operated only by civilians from both countries.
I think it is great to have more cooperation between Panama and the United States. You don't want cooperation between Panama and China. That would be disastrous for everybody.
We gave it away essentially for nothing, and we either want it back or we're going to get something very strong, or we're going to take it back. And China will be dealt with. And we didn't give that to China, we gave it to Panama. We shouldn't have given it to Panama.
China will be dealt with, he says. I truly believe that Trump is going to do the right thing there and remove China's influence over the Panama Canal.
So interesting. I mean, this is an issue you heard zero about all through the last administration. And when you look at it, it's a very significant matter that President Trump is taking on. He got a big concession from Panama hours after a visit from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, as the administration tries to cut into Beijing's power really around the world, but focused in this case on the Panama Canal. Chief International Correspondent Steve Harrigan reporting live from Panama City. Hi, Steve.
Martha, things do seem to be moving in a positive way over the last few hours. We saw Secretary Rubio here out early at a regional air base. He was watching Panama fly illegal migrants back home. One plane held 43 Colombians. They were not shackled, but they were frisked. They were put on board that plane and flown back to Colombia. There has been some real movement from Panama's government after the talks with Rubio. Panama's president said they are going to audit 2 Chinese companies that have ports on the canal. Also, Panama will no longer take part in a huge infrastructure program with China. But one issue the Panamanian president remained firm on, and that is control of the Panama Canal. He said they're not going to give it up, but he did not expect any U.S. military action.
There is no question that the canal is operated by Panama and will continue to be so. I don't think there was any discrepancy on that. I did not feel any threat.
The question now is whether these moves by Panama are enough for President Trump. Another offer, too, of reconciliation, Panama offering the use of an airstrip near its southern jungle to allow the U.S. to help repatriate illegal migrants back to their home countries. Martha, back to you.
Okay, Steve Harrigan, thank you very much.
I think the most important thing is for Panama to cut ties with China. You don't want any China's influence at such a critical point over the Panama Canal. That would be disastrous, not only for Panama, but also for the United States, for Canada, for Europe, for everybody. China is a rival power, and it wants to extend its influence everywhere, including Europe, including Africa, including America, including Taiwan. And if we get into a conflict with Taiwan, their influence over the Panama Canal would be terrible. And I think that's why the United States have to take control over the Panama Canal back. It can still be operated by Panama, of course, but the United States should have very, very strong oversight over what is going on in the Panama Canal and have strong influence over the Panama government, the Panama Canal, and the future decision that they are going to make in the future regarding transport, regarding the economy, regarding its investment, and regarding, of course, immigration and deportation. I think we are moving in the right direction with Panama right now. The Panama president has expressed his interest in negotiating with the United States and accepting Trump's term and ceases all activities with China and moving to a deep collaboration with the United States in the future. I think that's a very good thing, and we will see more of that in the future. And President Trump is already, just after a few days being elected, he's already doing amazing things to fix the world order, to fix the American economy and extend America's influence and restore America's power just like it was before. He's making America great again, just like he has promised. We will see what happens next. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about Panama in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video as always. And click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye.